Hello, everyone. It's that time where I create the What's on My Mind. Guess you can call it an episode if you'd like for the month. And this one is for April. I'm in studio, and on the studio, I turned on Milwaukee versus Pittsburgh, and it's the 10th inning. So very much in extras, but not really talking about baseball. A couple of things that are really just on my mind. One is people getting in their own way. We all do it. When you're working with someone else to create a product or something for people to enjoy, it's hard when, let's say, you're limiting yourself to like a small amount of resources or sources you can use. Like, for example, when I'm doing show prep, I am listening and watching things consistently. I am also reading things. A bunch of different. It's constant process. And some people, they only watch like one or two things, read up on like one or two things, and then they're like, there's not really much to talk about. Like, that's where you got to kind of like expand your horizons. There are people like that, and some people struggle with finding stuff, so they try and make up something because they're only focused on like the one team. So let's say if it's like football, they might be solely focused on Green Bay or New England. Or if it's baseball, like Milwaukee, or let's say even Seattle. You have a lot to work with, yes, if you have the interviews and connections that you can bring people in and talk about stuff. Otherwise, you're really kind of limiting yourself. So that's when you have to kind of figure out, like, where is the entire division doing? And if you want even more stuff, then like, how is everything going on within the league? And what are marks where you can see like win streaks happen? Like for Milwaukee, they had a 5-game losing streak, starting with a fight they had in Boston, and then they went on another 5-game winning streak after they had a fight against Toronto. Now, obviously, if you go like getting your own way for solo work as well, you can prevent yourself from experiencing things, improving. And you sometimes need that extra person, or you need to get yourself to just kind of push to the next level and make yourself a little uncomfortable. That way you can actually grow a bit. And I see it with people I know. I get in my own way sometimes. Everyone does it. You try not to. It just happens anyways. And another thing, as I said, I had two things in my mind, is I've been interested in theology. And I've been kind of like pseudo self-teaching myself. I'm like I'm reading and listening to stuff, watching things, mostly reading and listening for that. And that's such a deep and complicated topic where I'm never going to come close to knowing a lot or everything or even being an expert. So the goal is just for me to have like a firm understanding and be just a smidge deeper than just surface level. Like, I would know more than someone who, let's say, just knows stuff from Sunday school, for example. I want to know and understand a little bit more than that. So that's why I listen to multiple different sources. I read 2 different Bible translations, and that's about it. And then I actually started listening to and watching some of Wes Huff's stuff, and he's a Canadian theologian. He has like 900-some-thousand subscribers on YouTube, been on Joe Rogan and a few other podcast platforms, or shows rather. And he is in his mid-30s, and he knows so much more because he's essentially been like studying this stuff since he was a little ankle biter, just out of sheer happenstance, more or less. I could be wrong, though. I would love to bring him on the show sometime to just talk to him. Hopefully that's something that y'all would be interested in as well. All I'd have to do is pop an email over and be like, hey, you interested in doing this? This is who I am. This is the type of show Obviously, we're in baseball season, it's more baseball focused, but it doesn't mean we can do specials every once in a while. Or if, let's say, we wanted to, let's say, just do it when it's not baseball season. And that's when we just talk about whatever we want to talk about anyways, except it's 2 main episodes a month rather than 3. Because, shifting things, how everything works, etc., etc. But it's mostly that type of stuff on my mind. I've actually just started reading the Deuterocanonical books or the Apocrypha books that come out of the Septuagint, which is Greek-based, except in English translations, obviously, because I can't read Greek or understand what people were saying in Greek in that matter as well. But either way, I'm reading those. I finished Tobit, Judith, Maccabees 1 and 2, Wisdom of Solomon, and then the next one I'm going to do is Baruch, and I'm going to do Sirach last because Sirach's 62 pages. For Bible translations, I have a NIV, and for me to read those 7 books listed, I have a NRSV CE. The NRSV is more of a scholarly translation. Things like that. I just sent over PDF of those books to my parents because they've never read that stuff either. And they're like, hey, these are pretty good reads. Are they necessarily scripture? Depends on who you ask. Are they good reads nonetheless and help explain what happened in between the Old and New Testament? Absolutely. So why not just read it, just learn from it? Plus, Maccabees 1, people actually use as a actual historical document. So some things might be blown out of proportion from the Jewish perspective, sure, but all the information is 100% accurate, which I found interesting. But when I was reading it, because when it comes to learning history, if it's like a really good read and it's not like dry, I will enjoy it. But if it's like a dry read, I'll get bored and I'll struggle getting through it, and I'm probably not going to remember what I read anyways. I remember more what I hear and experience regardless. Anyways, those are 2 things that are mostly on my mind for this month. There are other things that popped up here and there. I didn't record those in time or jot down what I was thinking, but that's fine. Life just kind of happens like that. I know we are also behind on main episodes as of time of recording. I'm going to try to get those up so that way we're back on track. If I need to do another solo episode, I will. So until next time.